Have you ever been in that situation where you wondered, if only they made this with one more feature, it might make your project come together so much more conveniently? Or maybe you needed just one more input on a DSP or another HDMI input on a display, but it also could have been a new feature like streaming video over IP or touch capability on a large display. It could also be something simple like a USB 3.0 extender that actually works reliably with just about anything. Whatever it might be, it's always one of those things that makes you say, if only.
So today, Neil, we're going to take a gaze into our crystal ball to see if we can find several of these solutions that you'll be able to use regularly in your projects in 2017. They'll make your jobs easier and hopefully more profitable. I'm Clay Stalka.
And I'm Neil Weber. And what do you see in that crystal ball, Swami Clay?
Well, let me say it in a few words. Oh, mommy, poppy, sing to me, Okay, I see a solution for small to medium video walls that provides video wall processing. It's expandable with plenty of inputs and outputs, and even supports multi-touch. It's called the DataPath IO-Lite 600. Now, the IO-Lite 600 has 6 slots for input or output cards, so you could have up to 20 inputs and 4 outputs, or maybe 4 inputs and 20 outputs, or, anything in between. It'll do up to a full 4K in and out if you need that. And it's a small footprint box that's incredibly quiet for the amount of performance that it delivers.
And the IO-Lite 600 works seamlessly with LayerLogic's Atlas software. That allows a touch-enabled video wall to use multi-point touch to size and move windows, and even control the computers connected to the system. This means you can actually manipulate video walls just like they do on CNN and Fox News. Now, this is something that's been asked for years, but hasn't been readily available in a plug-and-play solution until now. It's a revolutionary development because it works with Macs and PCs, combines video wall technology with interactive touch panel technology in a single cost-effective solution. So whether it's a single large 4K display or a group of displays in a video wall, there's a configuration for your next project.
And the IO-Lite 600 is a very cost-effective video wall processor in its own right, even if you don't need that LayerLogic touch capability. So this is a 2017 product that has just begun shipping, and you can begin to put them in your projects right away. Either way, this is definitely a product that meets a need, and it solves a problem that we really haven't had a turnkey solution for before, certainly not at this kind of price point. So Neil, it's your turn to gaze into your fancy green ball there.
Okay, here goes. Wow, now this is something that I didn't see coming.
Well, what is it, Neil?
Well, it looks like we have a new controller from Neats.
Aha!
So let me see, it's a half-rack, shallow-depth box that's PoE powered. It's designed to control a room over the network with an Android or iOS tablet. And it has plenty of serial ports and IOs to control a bunch of devices. It can also control 10 devices over the network as well. So like I said, it's PoE powered, which is what everybody's been asking for, and it's got 4 built-in low-voltage relays to control lifts, electric screens, shades, and any other low-voltage device. And it can be expanded on the network or with the Neats expansion bus.
Now, to go along with the release of this new Neats Tango, as they're calling it, they have also released version 1.10 of their Project Designer software. Now, I think everybody already probably knows how easy it is to use Project Designer to control a room with a Barco ClickShare. Well, now you can control a room with the Kramer VIA collaboration devices as well. And that's a big deal. Now, as you can see here, you can use a VIA Collage, a VIA Connect Pro, or a VIA Campus to determine what happens to the system when the VIA becomes active, and then what happens when the VIA becomes inactive. So as an example, when a participant wirelessly connects to the VIA, the system could turn on, the screen could drop down, the shades could close, whatever you want to have happen. Then, when the last presenter's finished and they disconnect from the VIA, the reverse could happen. The shades would go up, the screen could go up, and, the system could power down.
And then the new Project Designer software also allows you to use logic in a two-room divisible room scenario. This actually became available in version 1.9, but in case you didn't know about it, you can now use a simple needs controller to act differently dependent on a set of two different conditions. We all know this is something that's usually reserved for a Crestron or an AMX-sized control system. But now you can do the same with any of the NEATS network controllers like the Echo Plus, Sierra 2, Alpha 2, Delta, and the new Tango. So this opens a lot of doors for a compact control system that's easy to deploy, has a drag-and-drop simplicity for configuration, it doesn't require complex programming even to make up drivers, and costs just pennies on the Crestron, AMX, or even the Extron dollar.
And best yet, it's shipping now. Now, the official release was just yesterday, and we have our first shipment of Tangos in our warehouse already to go out today. So, even though this is a 2017 product, it's ready for you before Christmas. Now, seriously, Neil, how many times has that ever happened?
Hardly ever in my memory. And we hope you take advantage of the Test the Tango program, which is very, very cool. So, contact your Starin Business Development Manager for more information. We're ready to tango. We're your tang bro. All right. I just made that up, Clay.
Very good. Yeah, don't quit your day job.
All right.
You probably already know about the Clear One Converge Pro. Now, they announced it earlier this year. They've even had a few of their models trickling out of production already. But it's really a 2017 scheduled product line. And they've done well to have all the models ship, or just about now, ready to ship, if they weren't shipping already.
The Converge Pro 2 is the next generation of audio DSP processing, far surpassing the horsepower of the earlier series and even the popular Biamp Tessera. What can we do with more processing horsepower, you ask?
Well, Neil, one of the things we can do is improve upon their already best-in-class acoustic echo cancellation. Now, they've done exactly that. As though Clear One didn't already have the market cornered, they've made the speed and accuracy of the signal tracking so very much better that it just blew me away. Now, I know that many of you probably favor the Biamp. Now, I'm a double E, a CTSD, and I have all that cool stuff hanging on my wall. But for any of you who may have dealt with me personally, you know I'm really a straight shooter. I do what's right, not what's cool, and not what everybody else does. And it always baffles me how good designers, engineers, and consultants can repeatedly specify a product that doesn't do as good of a job, and it isn't the best product for a task. Biamps obviously had a wonderful marketing campaign. While Clear One rested on their quality, Biamp came in and did everything right with the Tessera Forte. They came up with some algorithms that caught Clear One in the conferencing DSP market for sure. They built a box that didn't need all sorts of black box expansion pieces to get the ports you needed, and of course they priced it right. But now Clear One has clearly upped their game. The horsepower I mentioned, or Neil mentioned, indeed gives them the power and the space to once again bypass Biamp in quality and performance. I like that, Neil. Bypass Biamp. So in all seriousness, they really are a full generation ahead of Biamp in performance now again. And they now have a bunch of models that you can get all the goes-inas and the goes-outas that you might need in one single rack space box for one very competitive price.
Here's another thing that makes this far and away the better choice in conferencing DSP, the new beamforming microphone array 2. Likewise, as Clay said, with a new processing engine, they're able to use larger algorithms to make the beamforming more accurate as it tracks the speaking voice and even faster in reacting to changes in the room sound.
Now I got to jump in here, Neil, because I was over in Salt Lake about a month ago, and I got to listen to one of their pre-production models. Now, we put up the Shure and the new beamforming Mic 2 in a conference room side by side on the ceiling. Several of us, and incidentally we were all from competing companies, I gotta say, we all had to pick our jaws, I swear, right up off the floor. Like I said about me being a straight shooter, why in the world would anyone specify a Shure Microflex solution in place of a Clear One beamformer is just beyond me. We're not talking good, better, best here. We're talking irresponsibility. I mean, look, I get if they want an Audio-Technica boundary mic on the table. You know, you get what you pay for. But here, if you put in a Shure, you're just flat out screwing your customer. It was that bad in comparison. And that's all I got to say about that.
We here at the Starin Studio sometimes have difficulty getting an opinion out of Clay, as you can see. So anyway, a couple of the new features of the Clear One beamforming Mic 2 include single cat cable connectivity, PoE through the single cat cable. So you no longer have to power the mic separately, and you only have to pull a single cable, which is super nice. You can PoE power the mic at the processor, and that really makes the job much easier. So if you're using 3 or more beamforming mics in a project, you can just inject additional PoE power along the line. And the new Converge Pro 2 also has a new bus connection specifically for this. It's called the peripheral bus. You can daisy chain any combination of processors together using the C bus and connect the beamforming mics with the P bus.
And finally, you now have new choices in mounting the new beamformer Mic 2. You can now use traditional pipe type, mounts like you'd use from Peerless, maybe Chief or other mount companies. This is especially helpful if you have to mount the mic from very high up or maybe unusually shaped ceiling surfaces like vaulted ceilings in churches and places like that. So all in all, this solution from Clear One should finally put to bed any doubt that the better solution is from Clear One, not Biamp, and certainly not Shure. Now don't take my word for it, really. Contact your Starin BDM and get one to try for yourself.
Next, our crystal ball tells us that MyPro will have a new CD USB Bluetooth expansion module for their older portable PA systems. You already know that all new MyPro portable PA systems come with Bluetooth built in so that you can play music or content directly from a mobile phone, tablet, or an MP3 player just like you would in your car. But now those that purchased MyPro portable PA systems before this became standard can upgrade their system with a simple plug-in module to enable Bluetooth operation, which is awesome. Now this is another rare occasion where a manufacturer actually makes a legacy product upgradable to make it just like the new ones. And Clay, when was the last time you heard of that happening?
Not lately around here anyway.
That's right. So this gives you an opportunity to touch base with all those customers that bought MyPro portable PA systems from you before last year and then offer them an opportunity to make their systems new or like new. And while we're at it, Marcia reminded me that this would be a great time to sell your MyPro customers new batteries as well. Never forget that consumable sale. Even when they store their MyPro systems fully charged and plugged in, a battery's life is only about 2 to 3 years. And if they store it with less than a full charge and plugged in, the life of the battery is dramatically reduced. And honestly, most people just use them and put them away with no juice left in the battery anyway. So months later, they've got a dead battery. So why not use the new year as an opportunity to get all your MyPro customers new batteries so they'll never be disappointed?
Now, another thing that Marcia put into my crystal ball was maybe the most exciting news of 2017. Now, I'll tell you, these are not ready for delivery yet, but they will be in a couple of months. Vivitech, who's owned by Delta, you probably know, is coming out with a few of their new large-size interactive displays, and their largest one will be 98 inches. Now, what's so big about another line of flat panel displays? These backlit LCD displays feature 10-way touch, and their 4K ultra-high def resolution in a commercial-grade display product that'll come in at a very cost-effective price. And of course, you'd expect nothing less from the world's largest OEM display manufacturer, right?
That's right.
Well, Vivatech is also coming out with one with their Novo Pro wireless collaboration device, as you see here, that slides right into the display. It's a 98-inch backlit LCD 4K display with 10-point touch. It can support up to 64 participants to share their screens and collaborate on a presentation over a wireless or a wired network, or, and you may not know this, as a standalone appliance that doesn't use the enterprise network. Now, Neil, this is really revolutionary.
Yeah, man, I absolutely agree. Now, we're talking about a February delivery, so we have a little over a month lead time on these displays, but this is a sneak peek that we wanted to give you so you can begin to plan ahead going into the new year. All these displays are going to be a heck of a value in a commercial-grade display, so hold on to your hats because you're going to be hearing a lot more about this real soon.
What kind of hat are you wearing?
Nothing, because it messes up my hair. Another Marshall is the new Nigel B mobile presentation workstation, and I'm sure you're all saying, yep, another roll-around cart. Delightful. Now, there are a few things that make this one different. Okay, so first, it folds into an ultra-small space-saving footprint. That makes it an easy sell for schools, hotels, and places that need to store it in a small closet. Nice, but not earth-shaking, right? Okay. Well, it's got power, USB, and network connections recessed into the shelf, so connecting it to a laptop is really easy. And it comes with short jumper cables just for that purpose. Good? I can tell you're still not really stoked about this like I am. Well, it's the only portable folding AV cart that hides all of the cables right in the pedestal. So the next time you go to the doctor's office and they roll around those little mobile lap things while you're sitting there in that uncomfortable gown, check out their mobile carts. They've got cables hanging everywhere. You don't know what's on them. They're dragging on the floor. Not this one. All the cables are hidden within the cart except for the power and the network cable that plug into the wall. Those come from the bottom of the cart. So we think this Nigel B solution is a big deal for hospitality, schools, higher ed, and for anybody that needs to stow away a nice AV cart. We've got them in stock here, so they'll be ready for you when you need them, and I'm guessing you're going to need them shortly.
And really, don't forget about the medical industry. If any of you work in that area, it could be a real big winner for that industry. Now, for our final crystal ball reveal for 2017, drum roll please, I've saved the best for last. Icron USB extenders.
Oh, dude, all these great products, and you're going to end with USB extenders.
Now, Neil, I'm really serious. It's really a big deal that you can now get the world's most reliable and durable USB extenders by Icron directly from Sterling. They've never had distribution in the AV channel before, and they really are the go-to USB extenders for mission-critical applications where it has to always work.
Okay, that sounds reasonable, but for the 2017 preview show?
Well, Neil, you first have to understand why a USB extender makes anybody's top list of anything. Maybe you tried using a USB extender like the one you see here, and it worked sometimes, but not all the time, or not with all the devices, or you have to unplug and replug to get it to work. Probably one of those from Best Buy or something, Maybe you've tried to extend video from a PTZ camera over USB before, and you couldn't get reliable performance, or frankly, any picture at all. And maybe you've just now realized that USB 3.0 cables can only go about 7 feet without some kind of active extender, and the ones you get at computer stores don't work very well, if at all.
All right, I get the picture.
Okay then. So enter Icron. Now, we chose to bring them on board with Starin because we need that kind of reliable solution for getting USB, especially video over USB, across longer distances. Now, you might already know about their Rover line of USB 1.1 extenders over cat cable. You might also already know about their Ranger lineup of USB 2.0 extenders over cat, fiber, and over IP networks. And you can get them all from us now. If you're using USB 3.0, you're probably pulling your hair out. I know I was. Icron now has their Spectra lineup of extenders that outperforms every other USB 3.0 extender on the market by far. They have a pre-made 45-foot cat cable solution and a fiber solution that you can get. It'll send the signal reliably over 330 feet over your multi-mode fiber solution.
I think Enter Icon was a Metallica song, by the way. But yeah, you've got my attention. 330 feet. That's pretty impressive. So go ahead.
Okay. Now here's the kicker. Coming for Q2 in 2017, they have a brand new solution for USB 3, 2, and 1. And it'll transport it over IP, right over the existing network LAN. Now we're talking full HD video at 1080p 60 frame per second broadcast quality over the network to anywhere on the LAN. It's called the Raven 321. Now, I have to ask you to please keep this under your hat because it hasn't been announced yet in the IT and commercial data markets. So we don't want to spoil their grand announcement. That'd be terrible. But we're telling you now because you as our partners need to know that Starin has your mission-critical USB extension products now in stock and also in the future. The Raven 321 or 123 or however you want to look at that should be available in about a couple months.
Yeah, so don't be quoting the Raven just yet. So please keep the Raven 123 on the QT until Q2, and of course we'll let you know when they're available. And one more thing is showing up on my crystal ball.
All right. So I see it too. It looks a little foggy right now, but something tells me that it's time for us to give away a gift card for a lucky guest.
Let's give it up to Tom Leonard from New York. Thanks again for joining us at an AV Meetup coffee break, Tom.
All right, Tom. And please tell all your friends and coworkers to join us every other week at this same time for all of 2017, because we'd love to have you be the next $50 gift card winner.
That is absolutely right. Hey, thanks for giving us your 20 minutes today to learn about some of the new technologies that's coming out to you for 2017. And thanks for joining us throughout 2016 for our AV Meetup coffee breaks. Clay and I really, really appreciate it. And everyone here at the Starin Studios that are behind the scenes really appreciate the fact that you're joining and spending time with us. It's been a lot of fun bringing these to you, and we both look forward to getting together with you for these shows every other week throughout 2017.
Remember, you can go to our website and watch all of these AV Meetup sessions on demand when you want it.
That is correct. For more information, to set up a demo, or to dive deeper into these products with a personalized online workshop, please contact your Starin Business Development Manager directly, or you can always email us here at myteam@starin.biz. Our time's up, everybody. We do promise to address your questions and interests directly, and it might even be Clay, Santa Clay, the Clay Maker, Dr. Clayus, who calls or emails you with your answer. I'm running out of nicknames for you. See you again with all kinds of good information on technologies, products, and trends in January on the next AV Meetup Coffee Breaks. Everybody, please have a wonderful and safe holiday season. And we really appreciate all of your business. Take care, everybody.
Merry Christmas.